I just want to call out the whole what you call Neuralink thing because they're literally just preying on people with spinal cord injuries.
Mm.
That thing, it's a all right. So it's in your brain.
Yep.
I myself have a C7 spinal cord injury.
Okay.
All right. 18 years now. I've worked in multiple neuro labs, and what happens is you get a glial scar at the site of your injury.
Okay.
And anywhere else that you would get a scar on your body, macrophages usually would clear that up for you. They would eat that away, but it doesn't happen for some reason in the spinal cord. And you only need 10% of your axons to be able to function fairly normally. So like with a brain injury, that would happen as well. So you would need for somehow the Neuralink to bypass the brain and then bypass that glial scar in your spinal cord and then plug into the rest of you. I think it's really just for Ubermensch and spying on your thoughts and everything.
I totally agree. Would you be a candidate for something like Neuralink?
Oh yeah, they've actually contacted me. University of Miami recently contacted me.
Wow.
And I turned that down. I've been in a whole bunch of clinical trials. I raised money for umbilical cord stem cell trials at Rutgers. I was in a whole bunch of robotic trials and stuff at multiple neuro labs. And even when I had a nonprofit raising money for these things, it seems that, I've been in this for almost 20 years now. Every about 3 to 5 years, they put out some article, oh, man walks again and all this stuff. And it's usually just some recycled technology. They do transcutaneous dermal like implants to stimulate with an electro stimulator to try to stimulate movement. And that's kind of the best thing that they've come up with and like the safest thing because you can remove it. They also have a subcutaneous one. I mean, if Elon really cared, he would probably there's this thing called an exoskeleton, and you just sit on it on the edge of your bed or whatever, you strap into it.
Right.
And it's basically robotic legs that assist you.
I've seen those. Yeah. Are those at a place now where people are purchasing those or getting those and they work, or are those still like in development?
Oh my God. It's total BS because like I said, almost 20 years ago, the company that created the first one, they contacted me. They're like, yeah, $120,000 for this thing.
Whew.
And you mean to tell me over 20 years, they haven't made that thing cheaper or more available? Right. Meanwhile, they want to push out robots to everybody.
Right.
It shows you where their priorities are.
Great point. Great point. Was there ever a point where you thought Neuralink would be a good thing, like in the beginning? Because they've been talking about these brain-computer interfaces for quite some time.
Right. So it's just a computer interface. So all you can do is manipulate things with a computer interface.
Yeah.
It's not going to help me walk. It's not going to help me, get back to normal life, doing whatever backflips or anything. It's not. Right. It's not what it seems. They're preying on the, like the hopes of people, because this is a desperate situation for most people. I mean, I've moved on and made a life for myself, but I see so many people who are just totally broken by this.
It seems like there's a lot of propaganda behind it, from in Neuralink in particular. And, I've followed pretty closely the first person to get it, Nolan. Yep. And I was supposed to interview him, and I think Elon killed that story. That's a whole other story. But you can imagine why. We're not friendly. But I was really interested. I wasn't going to be mean to Nolan. I'm genuinely fascinated on what it's like. And like when I was talking to Nolan through Twitter, it took me about 3 messages to realize this guy's not using his hands. I mean, I knew that, but I didn't know that because I'm like, he's using his brain and that computer chip to send me these messages. And I was just like, wow, that is wild. But like, it's weird with the propaganda because they're again, if you listen to the earlier part of the show, I'm talking about this, like they're trying to wrap it into Christianity or just religion in general. And then, Nolan named his Neuralink Eve. And
Creepy.
it's weird, right?
Yep. Everything is always some kind of esoteric occult meaning, either regarding the Bible or some kind of pantheon of gods.
Yeah.
They really don't care. They just want to control us, and they're going to use it under the guise of, oh, you don't want to help people with spinal cord injuries? You don't want to help little Nolan walk again? You don't want to help him?
Terrible.
It's screwed up. And then I heard also Peter Thiel talking about how it's the next, it aligns with Orthodox Christianity and how it's to transcend the human body.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, wow, that's not a misrepresentation if I ever heard one, right?
It's insane. It's insane to me. But yeah, I mean, like, it's very hard for me to say, like, I want people who are, if they can't walk, if they have seizures, if they can't see, of course I want to help them. Of course. But I'm thinking, like, this is not exactly like you put it perfectly. They're preying on all of us. They're preying on the people that are having these different issues, whatever it is, the seizures, the hearing issues, the blindness. They're preying on them, and they're preying on everyone else, because they're saying, just like you're saying, we want to help everybody. Of course we want to help everybody. But can we not see how this is going to be turned against us like everything else? And so what are some things that people could promote that can help people who can't walk right now? I know we've had another caller who was talking about, I got the name wrong.
Right. I didn't want to like discourage him or anything. That guy, I could hear like the hope in him. And I hear from a lot of people, but being like in this industry, I was like, it's just bullshit like the rest of the stuff. And also walking is such a low hanging fruit for us. Okay. That's kind of the last thing that we care about. Right. We have like neurogenic bladder. We have limbic system and autonomic system dysregulation. I can't sweat. I can't control my body temperature. Wow. Our hands don't work like that. So walking is a low hanging fruit. It's naivety. Like, I didn't know any of this until it happened to me. And then, find out also, like, my arms work, just my hands don't work.
Wow.
So I was like, why, when I was in physical therapy, I was like, why does it say quadriplegic? And quadriplegic is not like Stephen Hawking. It's just impairment on all four limbs.
Right.
So some positive things to do would be everything. Also, there's a cripple tax. Everything is extremely expensive when you have this kind of thing. So there's things like electrostimulation bikes, FES bikes. They're called functional electrostimulation bikes. You could also buy a TENS unit, put it on your muscles. Just try to stay active and do whatever little exercise you can, and get out into the world. I mean, you could definitely become agoraphobic with this kind of thing, but
Matt, I got to ask you, man.
Ask away. I'm open.
With all of this stuff going on, if they were actually able to prove that this could in some way impact your recovery, or even quite possibly reverse the damage that's been done to you, would you consider it at that point?
No, I would not get it, because I would not trust that thing in my head. I would not trust that they're not going to do the same thing that they've done with our phones, our emails, our everything, our whole electronic signature. I don't trust them at all. They could project friggin' sounds into my head with voice to skull and everything. So it's a trust factor. We're in low trust society, man.
And I guess you could wrap that up and kind of say the risk isn't really worth the reward.
Definitely. I'm not that desperate. There's ways to just live with it, deal with it. Life goes on. And, your life is not over. People think their life is over. Right. And it can certainly feel like that at times. It's hard to find help and people who are willing to help, especially these days. Everybody's so self-absorbed. But there's a way, man.
I worked at a hardware store for a while, and we had this guy. He was in his wheelchair. He had the car he'd get up in and still drive. Like, this guy did way more than I'll ever do. He was building things.
Show off.
Yeah, goodness gracious. but like, yeah, I mean, I know, I talked to him here and there, and I know he went through a phase of like, like kind of what you're saying with the agoraphobia, like he didn't want to go outside. And then he completely conquered that and just doing everything, everything. And it was very, very motivational. I love that. But, I get a lot of pushback when I talk about Neuralink from a lot of other people because they think, how could you put this down? But I really do think what you're saying is true. And then beyond that, it's going to become a thing of vanity. Everyone's going to want one. They're just going to sign up because it's going to be cool. Everyone's got an iPhone. Everyone's got a Neuralink. We can do telekinesis. I mean, Elon's quite literally trying to copyright telekinesis right now.
And this is not new tech either, because when I got hurt 18 years ago, they were trying this stuff on people at the rehab facility. And I went to like a major rehab facility. I won't say where it was, but it started with like this giant microphone looking thing with an XLR cable plugged into your head. And people playing like Pong. And it's nothing new.
Right.
They're rebranding it. And honestly, if Elon gave a damn, I have a very one-of-a-kind wheelchair. It has omnidirectional wheels, and they don't make this chair anymore. I've reached out and had people reach out and stuff. Whatever. You're not going to get a reply back, but it's not expensive to build a wheelchair. It's really not. It's a RC car.
Right.
So this wheelchair is critical to my lifestyle.
Right.
So it gets me out, gets me living on my own and stuff.
And there's no other model that has that? The wheels?
Nope. It's called a Will, WHILL. And they've only got these new models that are a piece of crap.
Wow. Do you know why they discontinued it? Or just stopped making it?
I can't get an answer from the company. I actually tried building my own chair called the BAMF chair, Basic Assistance and Mobility Freedom. Sweet. And I was going to use the omnidirectional wheels, and this company got litigious with me.
What?
Yep. They keep redoing their patent on it. They're evil.
That's insane.
The whole wheelchair thing is a whole giant like insurance scam. There's a whole conspiracy behind that because the power chairs that they have available to you are a piece of crap. They have shopping cart wheels. You have no freedom. So you are imprisoned essentially. Like this chair gets me off-roading. I go fishing every day, go to the gun range, do whatever I gotta do, shopping, drive my car. All the other chairs they're traps. You can't live your lifestyle. You can't transfer in and out of them easily. It's a whole evil thing, and insurance will cover them. So that's like the catch. And they cost like $25,000 to start.
Goodness. Man, that's crazy. Had no idea about this with the wheels and all that stuff. Unbelievable.
Triple life, man.
Oh man. Well, I really appreciate you calling in. I love this perspective and hearing more about it, and then like other things that people could look into outside of Neuralink, because I know there's other stuff out there, and it's unbelievable, man. Well, best of luck with the chair.
Thanks,
can't believe
man.
that.
And if anybody is in a similar situation, reach out to me in the chat. I'm Matt.
Cool.
And I'm a resource. So
that's great. Yeah, I mean, 20 years, man, looking into all this stuff. That is an incredible resource.
I've tried everything.
So definitely, I hope people reach out, man, if they need. Thank you for the call, dude.
Thanks a lot.
Have a good night.
Good night.